So in this video we will be seeing how to abuse the password reset functionality. So first, make an account on the website you want to test on and log in into that account. So first, let's capture the request, intercept on and click on submit, and here you can see the post request, user ID, password and submit. So remember this user ID and forward this request. So here you can see there is a password change functionality. Here you need to type in your old password and type in the new password. Let's say new password is 123, and now let's capture the request again and now click on submit. Now here you can see here the old password, new password, confirm, submit, and it is doing the reset action on this user account. So by default it will change the password for the HTTP user. So you can see the user ID it did not mention. So what we can do is we can specify the user ID here. User ID is equals to HTTP admin. So this is the administrator account, I do not have access. So we are changing the password for the HTTP admin user. So you can try like this, and if the another account, make sure you make 2 accounts for this, and from one account you try to change the password for the another account. Then let's follow this one first, and let's also turn this intercept off. Now you can see the password has been changed. Now if I go and log in again, and HTTP admin and password is 123. Now if I click on login and I get successful login. So this is how we abuse password reset functionality, where the password reset does not contain user ID and it is simply resetting the password for the user IDs specified. So in this video we will be seeing about the cookie tampering. Generally there will be some websites, like most of the websites today's they will be adding this option, remember me, while logging in. So what this does is it will keep your account logged in for so many days, even for weeks or even for months. So if you take an example like Amazon account, if you logged in by this checking this remember me box or stay logged in, then a cookie will be assigned to you. So that cookie will be varied like for several days or even for months. Like after 1 week, if you go to the Amazon, still you see your account being logged in and it will not ask you for login again. So that cookie will be generated using some random characters, or sometimes the timestamp or even the password or username of the user is included. So generally the username or password should not be related to the cookies, because attacker can create an account and he can just decode the cookie and decides how the cookie has been formed with the username or password. So in this lab we will be seeing that, and with the help of decoding the cookie, and we will brute force the user Carlos. So this is the login page and winner Peter. So click on this stay logged in and click on login. So now you can see the session value. Click on forward this, and we have successfully logged in as winner. Now if you go to cookies, and you get one more cookie, that is stay logged in. So copy this one. So we don't know what this is, so let's try to just decode this in base 64. So you can see we got the winner colon hash value. So what you can do is you can hash ID. So it says mostly like MD5 hash. So that's what we need to do is MD5 hash. So we know the password for the winner, that is Peter. So if you generate the MD5 hash for this, and you can see 51DC, and it's the same for the password. So that means the stay logged in cookie has been generated by using the username colon password hash of that user, and it's in a base64 encoded format. So now let's write a simple Python script for this. So we'll be dealing with the base64 encoding and decoding, and also MD5 hashing. So let's just say this is the cookie. So it's in the format username colon it's a base64 of username colon MD5 of password. So I have already they have given the password word list here. You can download this one. This is the same as the previous labs. So I can just simply copy this one to get the all passwords in the list file. So we got all the passwords. Okay, now for I in passwords, now what you need to do is so first we need to generate the cookie, right? So let's refresh this page and copy all this. So we need to brute force which one? This one. Stay logged in is dot format of I. So we are generating the headers and we are going to send this one request dot get of URL comma headers is equals to headers. So before that we need to generate the I, or we can say let's say hash value is equals to, so the format is username colon MD5 of password. So hash rip dot MD5 of I dot encode dot hexadigest. So if you print this one you will get the exact hash, and what you need to do is we need to append this to Carlos, because the Carlos is the user, right? Carlos colon hash value. So you will get the hash value of this one, and you need to base64 encode this one. Base64 dot B64 encode of hash value dot decode. So you get the raw bytes if you encode this one. So you need to decode this to get the exact hash value. So you can just say hash value. So let's capture the request and send this to repeater, and here let's change this cookie value to something wrong, and we see the response. So instead of W, let's say 1. So we need to filter according to the responses. So let's print r.text. I think we will get a lot more values. So we're getting so many results, and let's first print this hash values. So we are generating the hash values correctly, so we need to filter these responses. So if the Carlos account has been logged in, it will says your username is Carlos, right? So I think we could filter according to that. And we are printing the password and we are breaking the loop. So I don't think we get the response, like, so we are getting the same response, right? Your username is winner. So I don't think we get the your username is Carlos, or we can get the redirect. And also there is a this thing update email, so this is also getting in every wrong response. So let's try that. So we did not get any results. So let's try update email. So let's say update email not in. So let's change this cookie at all. So let's say cookies. So let's try this one. Okay, cookies is equals to cookies. So the session cookie and stay logged in cookie. so we did not get any passwords. So I think I have found our error. So let's remove this session cookie. So because of session cookie, we are getting the same response irrespective of the stay logged in cookie. Now send this. Send with stay logged in. So we are getting redirected to the login page. So that means you need to remove the session cookie. So it's identifying the session cookie and it is verifying you, like it's giving the common response. So now you can see we got the password. So all I did is removing this session value parameter in the cookies value. So this took very much time. So we can log out this and click on my account and Carlos and paste the password, stay logged in, and we have successfully logged in as Carlos. So sorry for the long time. So this session, the response was the same because of the session cookie. So we need to remove that and brute force this only the stay logged in parameter. So okay, in this video we'll be doing another 3 more labs from Portugal. That is, first one is IP block. So whenever you attempt to login, like incorrect login for like say 5 attempts, after 5 attempts your IP gets blocked. So you can unlock that one by logging into the verified or valid account. So you can create a new account on the website, and after 4 failed attempts you can try the 5th attempt as a valid one. Then your IP does not get blocked for the sixth request. So that's what here they are saying, fraud brute force protection. Here the web server have the protection against the number of failed attempts. So they have given the credentials Wiener and Peter, and we need to find the password for the Carlos. So first let's access the lab. So first we will find for how many number of requests, how many number of invalid logins we are getting blocked, and then we will put the valid login request just before those number of invalid logins. Let's copy this. So this is admin and admin. Let's try this. Click on login. Now send this to repeater, and it says invalid username. So okay, what we can do is we can just simply say Carlos because they have already given the username. So you can also brute force this one username because it's saying invalid username. Carlos, let's send this, and here you can see incorrect password. So let's send this to intruder and clear our markers and add the marker to the password position. Now we will be adding some few random payloads just to increase the payload count. Let's say payload 17 payloads. Let's start the attack. Now you can see the default response is 3275 and 3338, and the response is you have made too many incorrect login attempts. So I think for 2 incorrect responses for incorrect valid logins, we are getting the blocked. So what you can do is we can write the Python script. So first let me copy this code. It just extracts the usernames and passwords from the word list they have given. So here they have given the password word list, which is the same we have used in the previous labs. So we got the usernames and the passwords. Now what we need to do is copy this data. Let's create data2 is equals to username, that is Carlos. So username is Carlos and password is going to be varied, let's say I. So how to brute force this? For I in passwords, so we are sending this one. So r is equals to request dot post of URL comma. Let's also add the random headers. Headers 2 is equals to x forwarded for 127, and we are going to randomize 0 0 0. So we are going to randomize these three octets. Dot format of, let's import random dot randint of 1 comma 255, because the octet takes the values from 1 to 255. So copy this one and paste 2 times. So we should have 3 octets and 3 random values to be filled in those octets. So we have the data2 and headers 2. So what we are going to do is we are going to just post this one. Data is equals to data2 and headers is equals to headers 2. So we'll be sending this one, and if incorrect password not in r dot text, print of found password for Carlos dot format of 5. So if you send like this, we will be getting blocked by the third request. So what we can do is we can simply say a variable counter is equals to 0. Okay, so whenever we are sending this post request, we are going to increment this one. This counter gets counter plus 1. And first of all, before any for loop, the counter is 0 and we send the login data, counter increments by 1, and again in the second password we increment again, and here we need to write one code if counter is equals to 2. So that means we have sent the 2 valid logins. So we are checking these logins, right? So we have sent 2 requests. So after the 2 requests, we need to send the valid data, right? Because then we will get unblocked. So we can say username winner. So they have given the credentials. If not, you can create a new one on the website you are going to try. Winner Peter. And let's copy these headers. And r is equals to request dot post of URL comma data is equals to data, and headers is equals to headers 2. So this should do fine. So if counter is 2, then we are sending the valid request, and after that we need to make this counter is equals to 0, because it will keep on incrementing from 2 onwards. So that's why we are making counter 2. Again, for each 2 requests we are sending the valid login. I think it's yes, winner spelling is correct. Now we can just run this. URL not defined. Okay, we are getting multiple answers, so that there might be wrong. It's also print or the text. So we are getting you have made too many incorrect login attempts. Okay, I think so. You can see congratulations, you solved that app. So that means the password is this one. So you can go Carlos and enter the password. So you can see we have successfully logged in as Carlos. So this is about this lab IP block. So we can reset our IP block using the by sending the valid request after few unsuccessful requests. So that is about this IP block. Now we will be taking a look at account tracking. So generally account tracking means if you try some like 10 invalid items, your account gets logged. So that information will be displayed by the web server on the interface. Click on access lab. So meanwhile, let me copy all of this into new file. So let's try admin and admin. Now it says invalid username or password. If you send this again, if you send the data again, we can see invalid username or password, and send this again, and you need to repeat until you get some error message stating that your account is locked. So what you need to do is let's capture the request first, admin and admin. So this is the URL. And this is the data, username and password. So actually we don't know for which username we are going to get some message stating that that exact username was logged out. So that's what we are going to find out first. Username is we are going to iterate password, let's say tech69. So this is the username and the password. Now what we are going to do is we are going to loop over all the usernames, and then we are going to send this data. So for particular user you need to send more than one time, right? So if you send for username admin, you need to send like 10 requests or 5 requests to make the account lock. So if you get the notification like account has been locked, so that means that username exists. Okay, r is equals to request dot post of url comma data is data2. So now what we need to filter is invalid username or password. If invalid username or password, so this line should not be in r.text, that is the response. So then we can say that there is something going on, and we can say check this username dot format of I. So we got some different response from invalid username or password. So then we are going to check this username, and remember we need to repeat this request for single username, like let's say 5 times for j in range of 1 comma 5. So for every username we are going to send multiple requests to make sure that web server locks our username, and if the particular existing username got locked out, we will not see this response. So by this message we are going to filter the usernames. So you can also increase this range. And we can see we got one username Arizona. So let's we can stop this one, and let's paste this, and let's try some random passwords. So you can see we got a message, you have made too many incorrect login attempts, please try again 1 minute. So that means we came to know that Arizona is a valid user. So let's change this to passwords, and let's remove this second for loop, and paste the Arizona, and change this to password I. So here what we are going to do is we are going to filter the message too many incorrect login attempts. If the text is not there in the response, then we can say check this password of I. Too many incorrect login attempts. So let's run this again. So we're getting all the let's also print r.text. So okay, let's check this password. Okay, now we can see we did not get anything response, so that means this might be the correct one. So what we are going to do is we are going to wait for 1 minute because there is a lockout for our username. So after 1 minute, if you try to log in, we should see the my account details. And we can see we have successfully logged in as that user. So even if our account is getting logged, the web server should not show us the message that the account is locked or you have tried too many times, please try again after 1 minute. So like that, it should show some generic message like error. So that's it, and you should not reveal any of this information to the attacker. So let's do this another lab, user data meeting. So here what we can do is for this web server it accepts multiple credentials. So at a time it is going to accept. So let's access the tab. Click on my account. So let's first capture this request, admin and admin. Send this to repeater, and you can see we should send the data in the JSON format. So instead of password field, what you can do is you can send the array of some passwords. So I think we can use the burp suite itself. So that passwords.txt. So I also need to put the double quotes. So single quotes will not be considered as a value. So what we can do is import JSON. So print of JSON.dumps. So there is this dumps method. It will take the list and it will convert that into JSON format. So we will be converting the passwords list into JSON dumps. So now you can see we got the list. So we can just copy all the list and paste here. So now send this one, and we got some internal server error. I don't know what are these for. So let's send this again, and we got invalid username or password. So okay, let's send this one using the Python. I don't know why we are getting error. So the format is correct. So let's try this with Python. And data2 is equals to username Carlos. Okay, I forgot. They are asking for the username Carlos. So that's why we are getting the error, because we are trying for the admin user. Let's try for Carlos, send this, and we got the redirect. So we are getting redirect to my account. So you can show response in the browser and copy this, paste here and go. Now you will get the redirect to the URL, and you can see we have successfully logged in. So let's also try to do this with Python. Username is Carlos and the password is the list. So here you can type the passwords. It is the list we have extracted previously. So what we are going to do is r is equals to request dot post of URL comma data is equals to. Now we need to convert this dictionary into JSON format. JSON dot dumps of data 2. Now print of order text. I missed this comma, and you can see we got the my account page. So that's all about these 3 labs. These all labs are based on the password protection. So okay, in this video we will be doing the 2-factor authentication simple bypass, and also we will be seeing how to brute force the OTP and gain access to another account. So here you have the credentials for 2 accounts, Wiener and Carlos, and you do not have access to the user's two-factor verification code, that is OTP. So you can say after successfully brute forcing you got these credentials. Now we'll be seeing this simple bypass. So I access the lab. Now we can see username and the password, type Wiener and Peter. So let's just log in and please enter your 4-digit security code. So we got some email client. So you can see, hello, your security code is 1495. So 1495. So click on login. So now you can see this is the get request to my / account. So here the simple bypass is, after getting logged in, you will see the click on my account. So click on logout, click on my account, and this is the login page, right? So if you type Wiener Peter, so the OTP is actually verifying in another page, that is login to. Now if I just let's refresh this, 1934. So after verification of this OTP, we are getting redirected to my account / my account. So let's log out this and let's try to log in with the Carlos user, Carlos Montoya. So now what we're going to do is we are going to intercept this request. So username and the password. So click on forward. Now you can see get /login to. So before, in the previous request we have sent the credentials. At that state will be in like semi logged in state. Now what I can do is I can say get my account. So if I do this, get forward, and intercept off, and you can see your username is Carlos. So we have successfully bypassed that OTP page, because the OTP verification is being done in another page. So you can just try to change the request to the resource that is accessible after the OTP bypass. So OTP verification, that is /my account. So that is about the simple bypass. So you can try this one. So here in this second lab we have, there will be a OTP generation if you logged in. Now this OTP generation is based on this cookie. So in this cookie we have the account is equals to Carlos. So if you change this to any something user, the OTP will be generated for that regarding user instead of the session cookie. So click on access the lab. We have the credentials Wiener and Peter. So you can also automate this using the Python. It's very simple one. So click on login. Now you can see the cookie contains the session cookie. Now forward this, and here you can see we are getting the login to page. Okay, we have the two variables, the session parameter and the verify parameter. Now what you can do is you can change this verify to Carlos, and the OTP will be generated for that user. So first let's get through this using the Wiener user. Forward, and here you can see get 4-digit security code. So you can access the email client, and we have the security code 0531. Click on login, and we'll be successfully logged into Wiener user. So what we need to do is we need to log in as a Carlos user. So click on logout. So before that we need to make the word list that contains the 4-digit numbers. So the 4-digit numbers will vary from 0 to 9999 plus 1, because in for loop so let's just print off i.zfill of I think 4. So let's go and run this. So we need to generate the numbers like 0000, 0001, 0002, etc. So now you can see, let's get the starting 20 lines, and you can see here we are generating the numbers 000, etc. So this is very good for OTP. So you can concatenate the output to the text file. So this is valid syntax for the OTP code for 4-digit numbers. Now what we're going to do is we are going to brute force this one. Let's click on login, and let's submit like 1 2 3 4, and let's capture this request. So this is the request we need to send. So this is the login to page. URL is this login to page. Now what we're going to do is we are going to create one header that contains cookie, this one, and the data is MFA code, multi-factor authentication. So let's say headers, so the value is cookie, and the data is equals to this code. I think number should be fine, so we are going to iterate this one. So instead of winner we can replace this one as Carlos. So we got the headers and we got the data. So what you can do is for I in range of 0, 9999 plus 1, so what you can do is dot format of I. A string of I dot zfill of 4. R is equals to request dot post of URL comma headers is equals to headers, and the data is equals to this data dictionary. So we got the session and verifying as Carlos. And what you need to filter is, so if you send the wrong OTP you will get this string incorrect security code. If incorrect security code not in r.text, so r.text is the response and we are checking if this string is not there in this response. If it is not there, then what you can do is you can print the OTP and you can just simply break this. So let's go and run this. Okay, it's gonna take some time. What I'm going to do is I am going to use ff for this. So this is the URL and you need to put the headers. So this Python Puff is very faster than Python because Python should handle the 10,000 requests. So that's why I'm going to use the Puff for this. So copy this one. So this is the header and this is the data. That is MFA hyphen code, and we need to first this one minus w specify the values, that is 9k.txt first, and filter and match the regular expression, filter the regular expression incorrect security code. And now I think so we need to change this to Carlos because the OTP has been generated for Carlos. So we did not get anything. Maybe we should generate this again. So my account, winner Peter. So now click on login. Now we need to change this to Carlos. So now we need to change this to Carlos for the login to page and forward this one. So now we could just say post. So okay, now I think we need to change this session value. So let's go my account again. So that is the previous session's value. So forward. Now Carlos. So copy this session cookie and forward this one. So let's change this session value. I think now we should get this. Okay, sorry for this. So I put the colon instead of is equals to at this data, so that's why it's getting wrong. So 1174 is the OTP code generated for the Carlos. So 1174. Now click on intercept on and click on login. Now you need to change this winner to Carlos, otherwise you get the incorrect security code. Now forward this and we should see the Carlos account. So this is how you brute force the OTP. If the OTP is being generated by the verify value, it does not check about this session value. So if it checks the session value, then the user can be identified as the winner, but the algorithm only checks for this verify value. So that's why we have brute forced and logged into this Carlos account.